Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Do you know there's a better way to experience music today?
Why, yes, I do. Campfire Audio makes top-notch quality earphones for music lovers alike. Whether you're a musician, producer, or audiophile, Campfire has the perfect product for you. Campfire Audio springs from a passionate focus on refined audio reproduction. With a small team of highly skilled and dedicated craftspeople, they continuously experiment with materials and techniques to create something unique and special for the people who care most about it.
Prototypes turn into a world-class earphone. Each model in their earphone line is designed and assembled by hand in Portland, Oregon's workshop. Their earphones are second to none in performance and finish. With their new plastic models, Satsuma and Honeydew, Campfire Audio has designed a day-to-day earphone for the audiophile on the go.
Let's not forget its flagship model, Andromeda, an award-winning industry standard.
Rest assured that when you purchase a Campfire Audio earphone, you're the proud owner of a world-class product from a company that is confidently standing behind everything it creates.
That's right. Check out campfireaudio.com for all your high-end earphone needs. That's Campfire Audio, CampfireAudio.com for all your high-end earphone needs.
I'm doing that immediately. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Guess what? Our favorite sponsor's back.
Oh, it's the puzzle dude from Unidragon.
Hey, you know, everyone faces a problem. What gift to choose? What to give a friend or parent? How about that wife or husband? Or what about that child or even that colleague at work?
I know what you need to get them.
What's that?
Wooden puzzle.
Wooden puzzles like Unidragon solve this problem.
Get the owl.
Why do people love Unidragon puzzles?
Because each piece has a unique shape.
Mike, do you know that Unidragon now has nature puzzles?
All right, we need more owls.
Now they're small, medium, king size, and royal size, so you can get 7 times bigger than the standard puzzle. So if you want to get upgraded in your puzzles, now's the time to go to unidragon.com. Again, that's unidragon.com. Don't be fooled by other imitation puzzle makers. Only get your true puzzle from unidragon.com. They're the best, and they're the world's leader in wooden puzzles. TechTime listeners, use promo code DRAGONTECH. Again, that's DRAGONTECH for a 10% discount code. They're no longer 3 sizes, Mike. Guess how many there are now?
They're 4 sizes.
That's right. They're 4 sizes. Make sure to visit techtimeradio.com/sponsors and click on the Order Now button to go directly to Unidragon. Our number one sponsor says thank you.
That's awesome. We need more owls.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology, while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts, as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Well. Welcome to Tech Time Radio.
What's happening?
With Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology news of the week. Mike Gorday, I'm so glad to have you back in studio.
Are you really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? We are a live broadcast show here in the Seattle market from 4 to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. You know what? So that means if you're listening to our show, you may be watching a rebroadcast. If you're watching it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not 4 to 6 p.m., and on Sunday, you're probably watching one of our
nothing has changed since I've been gone.
Absolutely not. We keep it the same here.
Yeah, okay.
Brought to you by Captain Obvious.
The slow and steady wins the race, my friends. All right, we are
Is that what you're saying to yourself?
That's right. That's exactly in my head. That's right. I keep on hearing that.
Good.
So, all right. Okay. So welcome to our 2 hours. We are packed today with 2 hours. We got so much stuff. As a matter of fact, we have actually changed some of our show pre-done. If you read our pre-deal description, you would have heard that we were going to talk about back-to-school items. That has been scrapped. That's going to have to be on next week's show, and next week's show is also going to be our Lace Awards. So we are packed because we had our buddy Nick Espinoza from Security Fanatics called, and he wants to be on the show.
He wants to talk about the security symposium.
There was a big
cybersecurity symposium.
Yes, there was a 72-hour symposium with Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. Oh boy! So this is gonna be a fun show. Let me tell you, he's gonna be on the second hour. On the second hour, also gonna be talking about Microsoft. We have some things set up here. We're talking about Microsoft.
You've got your altar to Microsoft.
That's right.
Right here.
Well, it's not even close. This is just the stuff I pulled out of my office in a little
But look at all this. This is all nostalgia.
It
right
is.
there.
This is the original Microsoft keyboard, the first one that came out with the Windows key. We're going to be talking about that because we're going to be talking about Microsoft in the 90s, in 1995 and 1996, those 2 years. That's all we're going to be able to cover because that's going to take a lot of time just to do that.
I was still using bulletin boards back then.
Oh, we're going to talk about bulletin board services. We're going to be talking about dial-up modems because you know what? When Microsoft Windows 95 released...
50 baud modem.
Yeah, 2400 baud.
2400 baud.
That's right. That's right.
5600.
Microsoft released Windows 95. They had no idea about including a browser, no idea about having the internet, and so we're going to talk about that today. And what actually ended up happening is your first internet came out in the Windows 95 Plus kit. So you had to get the Plus kit, which was an added on to Windows 95.
Is that where AOL showed up, or did that come later?
So, no, AOL and Microsoft make a deal, and we'll talk about that in 1995 and 96, too. So that was a pretty interesting deal. But welcome to our show, of course. So the first hour we got is Google creating a double standard. We're going to be talking about that. Of course they are. We are going to be talking about who has replaced Facebook as the most downloaded app.
No way.
Yeah, there's someone's replaced Facebook as the most downloaded app.
Yeah, you're not going to be surprised.
We won't be surprised. We have a gadget and gear segment with Gwen Way. So we have your co-host when I'm out. She's joining us like she normally does. We're excited to have her. You know what? She's going to bring to us something that is very hot in the market as we speak. You like that?
Yeah, that was a
quote unquote hot. You'll understand why. We have our technology insider. We're going to be talking about fake COVID-19 vaccination.
No way.
cards. Yeah. So since you were gone for 2 weeks, because what happened, Mike?
I got COVID.
Mike got
even
COVID.
though I was vaccinated.
Even though you're vaccinated, you got COVID, but you made it through, right?
Yeah, it was nasty.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get it again?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
I got to tell you though, I'm glad I was vaccinated because it would have been much worse.
It would have been much worse.
Oh yeah, it kicked my butt.
It kicked your butt. You were down for a couple days there.
I was down for an entire week.
Yeah.
And then it took another week before I could even function regularly.
7 days of my life were kind of ruined on my video gaming partner was no longer available to help out. So I got to do chores around the house. That was just horrible. All right, so here we go. And then we talked about Nick Espinosa joining us, Microsoft. Of course, we got tons of stuff. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on in our show, you can always go to techtimeradio.com. And that's techtimeradio.com. You can click on episodes. You can click on our blog posts. You can sign up for our newsletter. You want to get our newsletter. We got some Nathan nuggets in there. We got Mike's special cooking recipes that he posts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other great stuff.
Right.
So make sure. What's that?
Never mind.
What are you going to say?
I don't remember cooking at all. So
you don't remember cooking?
Yeah, it must have been while I was delirious.
There you go. Okay. All right. But first, we're going to start out with our loaded question, Mike.
Okay.
All right. Here's the loaded question to you. What is a great way to distract someone?
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Okay. What is it?
Ask them what time it is.
Ask them what time it is.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Be like, hey, what time is it?
Okay. So I look.
See? Look at that.
So I go and I take a look at my. So that distracts them.
Yeah. There's also there's a lot of little tricks you can do. You can ask them, hey, what's your name again?
Would you forget a name if we're talking with somebody?
It depends on the situation.
Okay. Well,
there is a context to this why do you want to distract them in the first place?
Okay.
And then, if it's something like an escalating event, and that's what I'm talking about. Some of these little techniques, happen really well with an escalating event where somebody's getting really upset and stuff.
Agitated.
You can say, "Hey, can you tell me what time it is right now?" And it stops them.
Oh wow!
And they're like,
And
then there's this place where they can either get more escalated or they can actually calm back down. So you gotta be careful.
I gotta use that tonight. Well, I was gonna ask you something. Hey, what time is it? Why are you asking me the time?
That's right.
What is?
So she's probably an escalator.
That's right. I would not do that on her.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
there's all
she'd
kinds
look
of
at me and
things.
say, "You got your own time. Why don't you figure out? Look at your own wristwatch."
Yeah, but there's all kinds of little tricks you can use.
Now, you can always join our show with a question for technology. You can call us at 425-373-5527. You can go to Twitter, and you can do hashtag TechTime or hashtag TechTime Radio, either or, and you can put a question out there. We'll read it on the air. And then we got 1-800-298-KKNW if you want to call us at the 188 number. So I don't know if anybody has fees anymore on their phones because everybody's got a cell phone. So that doesn't really cost. But you can call us on that, or you can go to Twitch TV/TechTime Radio, and you can talk with McSherry. You can talk about anything in Mr. Grumpy Pants that was on last week is now in studio, so he can answer them here, and I will answer them here. And David gets to see if they're really questionable, and then he'll ask us over the air. So congratulations on making it through and coming on back so that you can hear now our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
Did you bring me better?
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
We'll see how the whiskey tastes, but it is 100 proof, so be careful there.
Yeah, but it's a glass bottle, so
and cork top.
And a cork top, so
I think we're going to be okay.
I'm a little excited about this.
All right, story number 1. Google has a double standard as it's barring applications from using location tracking tools that sell user data. So this is essentially Google.
Google is saying you can't use an app on our system that has a tracking tool.
That's exactly what it is, right? Very simple. But we can track you to the point where if you even go and disable your location tracking services, Google's still tracking
Didn't they get in trouble for that?
They did, and they've paid a couple fines, but they still have the ability, even if you say that you do not want to know what's going on and turn off the location history settings, they still track and know what you're doing. So
really?
So how does Google give in June? They gave a company, SafeGraph, a 7-day warning. How do you do that? How do you say, okay, you have 7 days to no longer have tracking applications in your apps that you're selling for user data, when that is exactly how Google makes every dime that they make?
If you're Google, all you have to do is say it.
Because you're on the platform.
Because you're Google.
Because you're on the Android platform. So you just say that, and then I guess everybody has to adhere to it. And
that's like saying, get off my grass.
Even though I'm standing in it?
Yeah, get off my grass.
Okay. Like
the
old
Get out of my yard.
Yeah?
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Google's got a big yard.
They got a big yard, and they want to...
they're like, no, you can't track people.
They want to weigh their stick at certain companies, and other companies they may turn a blind eye. So this was specifically SafeGraph, one company that they decided to isolate.
Were there others?
No, it was only SafeGraph that they went after.
Okay.
So they just decided to pick and choose. They must not have liked SafeGraph. They must have...
Somebody ticked them off, talked about...
Kind of like what I do, like FireEye.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you, I have on my website this week, we have had over 500 logins trying to log in to my WordPress site with different allocations coming from IP addresses. And I can't necessarily track it because they're coming from all across the world.
Just talk to Google.
But well, that's true. But I'm being attacked. So, FireEye guys, you can give it a little rest. I will be nice to you this week. Next week,
they're just going to keep doing that.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't know why you got to pick on them.
Because they're not a very smart group.
You just throw sticks.
Well, because they say they're experts and they're not. And we'll talk about people that say they're experts on our second segment.
Yeah, we can talk about
They're going to be people that are going to be there and say, "Oh, I'm an expert on security." How are you an expert for security? Oh, I set up a network at my house and I set up 2 other networks, so I'm a network expert. Oh, okay. Way to go, buddy. All right, an unopened copy.
Really feel.
Nick and I are going to have a great time. I told him we only got like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So David, you're going to have to be honest, because Nick and I will go for like 2 hours. I'll just tell you. All right, okay. Second story, unopened copy of Super Mario Brothers sells for a record $2 million.
That's incredible.
So I got my the Atari system. We talked about this at our staff meeting on Thursday for the show. I'm keeping my Atari unit in its original box.
Oh, so the multicolored box?
Yeah, so that when I get old and gray and I'm 70 years old and people say, remember this system, it'll be in mint shape and I can sell it for $2 million. This was a Super Mario Brothers copy that was previously purchased in last April for $140,000. Now, the company that does this is called Rally. And what Rally does is it lets you buy collectible items like comic book collections, baseball card collections, video game collections, and you have like 10 or 15 people that will all go on in to purchase this item at a small deal. Then it sits in your collection, and then you as investors in that collection decide if you want to sell it or if you want to keep it to retain value. It's a very interesting deal. I signed up for a couple of accounts.
I'm sure you were that kid that bought Star Wars toys and left them in the box.
I do have them in the box. I do.
See, it never occurred to me when I was a kid to do that.
I got the original Han Solo in a box, the very 12-card pack on the back.
When I was a kid, we got stuff and we played with it and we messed them all up, and I still have stuff from when I was like 5 years old.
You should list it on eBay. eBay. Do you know when eBay was first created? 1996. You're going to find that out today when our 1995 and 1996.
Okay.
All right, that's right. Okay, here we go. We're on the same page. TikTok, story number 3. TikTok overtakes Facebook as the world's most downloaded app.
Where?
A global survey of downloads in 2020 shows TikTok, a video sharing app developed in China, is on top of the social media list providers for the first time ever. Bucking the trend, Telegram. We're going to be talking about Telegram a little later today, too.
Yeah, that's Russian.
Telegram, a messaging app originally developed in Russia, but now based in Germany, also moved up to 7th place. ByteDance, who owns TikTok, essentially came out with an international version in 2017. And as of 2020, TikTok is ranked number 1. Facebook is ranked number 2. WhatsApp, a Facebook solution,
owned.
Yep, is 3. Instagram is 4. Facebook Messenger 5, Snapchat 6, Telegram 7, Likey, which I've never heard of, is 8.
That's Chinese.
Yep,
isn't
it is a Chinese app. Pinterest is 9, and Twitter is number 10. So that was
poor
our stories.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter has dropped. You know, people are not using Twitter, and a lot of the people that use Twitter have moved over to the Clubhouse app. So that kind of seems to be the app itself. Thank you, David.
Clubhouse.
Yeah, Clubhouse. That's where all.
Isn't that the one that's only on iPhone?
It's now on Android, but they waited forever to get on Android, which really hurt them. But it is all audio.
It's the party line.
It's like a party line. Yeah, we talked about that, right?
We talked about that
It's the old party. Everything. Let me just tell you, everything that's old comes back in style.
Yeah, weren't we just talking about freaking 8-tracks coming back?
Yeah, 8 tracks. So let me just tell you.
And tape decks.
So my son, the cool thing now, my youngest son, he has a tape player. He got rid of the high-end CD player. He literally has a tape player, and he purchased on eBay tape decks so he can put in the old tapes.
This isn't an 8-track, right? The
8-tracks are the high-end. That is like the real rare stuff right now.
Yeah,
so 8-tracks is the highest. Tapes are kind of down there, and now CDs are coming back in style too.
Yeah, I know you brought.
Well, we got a lot of
today.
CDs. Yeah, that we're going to be talking about.
I got a bunch of CDs somewhere.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come on back, we are going to have our whiskey tasting. It's 100 proof, so be careful, Mike. I know you've been off the whiskey for a while. Now you're back, so you got to be careful for that second hour.
Well, yeah,
okay.
100 proof, not in a plastic bottle.
That's right. So it should be pretty.
It better be good, unless you're really.
David told me to get you something good, so I think you're going to be happy. All right, we're going to take a break. David. We'll come on back, and we'll see you guys right after this commercial break. Hi, I'm Nathan Mumm, host of TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm on KKNW. TechTime Radio's live show is Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can always check us on the web at techtimeradio.com. Our segmented stylized radio gives you the breaking news before it hits mainstream media. Join myself and Mike Corday as we'll make you laugh.
That's good. So, Hooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
It did, just a little bit. And learning something new in technology. Join us Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m., and Thursdays from 6 to 7 a.m. The technology show for the everyday common person.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, the show that takes a positive, forward-looking approach to mid to late career transitions for Gen Xers and Boomers every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific. Whether you're looking to stay in the traditional workforce, do your own thing, or retire or semi-retire, Reigniting You is your source for career transition advice, inspiration, and insight for what's next in your career and life. Join me Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to get re-energized, recharged, and reignited.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. I was just busy chatting away with somebody on Twitch TV. They are saying that they are going with you, Mike, and they said that toys should be played with as a kid. And I said, no, keep them in the box. So let me just tell you, if you want to join us.
I had to start buying 2 sets of everything. So one that I kept in a box and one that I played with.
That's what I did, too. So I always had, if I had them in the box, I had the original character I was playing.
I got the original, remember the original Kenner Emperor from Return of the Jedi?
The one you had to turn in, the one you had to send in all those, you have it?
I got that.
Oh, that's worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's $110 or $130. I just looked at it recently.
Yep.
On eBay. So do you have it in the original cardboard box that they shipped it?
No.
That's the key. You got to have it, and then you have to have that little cheap bubble wrap. Yep, you have to have it in there to keep it in the mint condition. All right. Well, welcome back. Now, during this break, it was a short break, we have our whiskey, which is James E's Pepper Rye. So we'll show it right here. James Pepper, 1776. It's 90% rye mash bill. It's bottled at 100 proof. The 100 proof rye whiskey bottled under James E. Pepper label is from the Kentucky distillery in an original recipe in 1776.
Straight bourbon.
There you go.
It's good.
It has a unique fruity rye taste.
And a long burn, which is good.
It's got a long burn.
It's got a long burn. It's good.
Man, it's good.
It's not Canadian Mist.
It's not Canadian Mist. I
remember that. I will always remember that.
I remember you guys griping, you and Gwen, and she'll be on the show here in just a little bit. You and Gwen griping about the stuff that I gave you, that Rich and Rare.
That was nasty stuff.
That was nothing.
That was nothing compared to that other stuff.
The Canadian Mist.
Yeah,
Canadian Mist. If you want the worst,
I will forever remember Canadian Mist.
You'll never. If you ever go to a party,
that's what gave me COVID.
Is that what you're saying? That gave you COVID?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome back. We got our drinks out of the way. We are going to start our next segment right here.
Welcome to Technology Insider. We get the information directly from the source.
All right, this is going to be a very interesting topic. Here we go.
What are we talking about?
Today's market for fake IDs for COVID-19. So
this is a big deal.
This is a huge deal. On the dark web, there's three things that normally sell really well. Counterfeit cash. Mm-hmm. You can buy that all the time on the dark web. Money laundering schemes, illegal drugs, and then fake IDs and passports. Those are the 3/4 items that you can pretty much the dark web has taken care of. Well, forget it. The dark web has said, forget it. They can't sell this because the number one selling item right now, forget the dark web, you can just go and get it on the regular internet, is COVID-19 fake IDs.
This is vaccination cards.
Yeah, vaccination cards that essentially say that you've been vaccinated.
Yeah.
Now, these range, and we'll talk about this. So they range all the way up to $200 a piece, according to the Associated Press. But I was able to find one for $20 that I could print at home.
Why not?
So I could put in whatever information I want for $20. They would give me a template, and then I could just print it off, and I could have it available. It told me what type of paper to use. It was some blah, 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 some other type of unique thickness.
Cardstock.
A little bit of less of a cardstock, but a little bit more heavier than the standard paper. So I could get it exactly the same way for $20. Now, I did not buy it because I wouldn't pay $20 for it.
Wasn't there a place in California where you could buy
So we're going to talk about that. In July, a homeopathic doctor in California was arrested on charges that she sold patients pellets that were COVID-19 vaccination pellets, is what she called them. Now, with this, you also received a Madrona, a vaccination card. And you were able
Moderna.
Madrona.
Moderna.
Moderna?
Clicked on phonics worked for you, didn't it?
Is it Madrona or Moderna?
It's Moderna.
Okay, the Moderna vaccination. Now, a California bar owner said, you know what? I can get into this too. And he essentially had, anytime he would go to his bar, he was actually arrested in May, but anytime he could go to his bar, he was selling fake COVID-19 vaccination cards for $20 a piece. And it wasn't the print from home. So you had them already pre-printed, taken care of.
Yeah.
So this market has overtaken the internet.
And it'll last only for so long, and then it'll crash. But people will do that. This is exactly the same thing as people when the whole mask thing came off. They're like, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. Everybody goes around saying they're vaccinated because they don't want to wear the mask.
So we're going to talk about this is both a federal crime
and a state crime
and a state crime. So that is like double jeopardy and what happens into that because the federal government can come on in and issue a fine to you, put you in jail,
probably
do different
if
stuff.
You cross state lines.
That's correct. And then states are all over the gamut on what they have for fake IDs. This is listed as a misdemeanor. That is a fake ID type of deal. So it's the same type of deal if I had a fake driver's license, correct. Mm-hmm. A fake passport, anything else that I'd have. But let's take a look at this. We had a couple people that, so this is the Tennessee Attorney General's office, Samantha Fisher, said that if people are caught in Tennessee, that they are going to go for the maximum enforcement of anybody. And at that area, it's essentially 5 years in jail.
Isn't it $5,000 or 5 years in jail?
So it is $5,000 or 5 years in jail.
So like a class 3 misdemeanor.
Yep. Now in Honolulu, 2 mainlanders were just arrested recently. Authorities from the Hawaii Attorney General's office arrested 2 visitors from the mainland who allegedly attempted to skirt the state's safe travel program, falsifying their vaccination cards, and they carried a fine up to $5,000 or a 1-year term in prison.
Wow.
The person gets to decide what they need to do with that. So these people trying to fake their ID, 2 people,
yeah,
that's $10K out of your pocket. Now, why are we talking about this on a technology show, you're going to ask? Well, because anybody...
It's technology that's driving all this
Anybody can get this. If you have an application called Telegram, we just talked about it, Russian-based focused application that is now hosted in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So that just means they have a server that's hosted in Germany. It probably hasn't changed who the ownerships are. That is now ranked 7th in the world. All you have to do is go to any of their channels and type in a search COVID-19 vaccination. A lot of these public channels have over 450,000 people in them, and any subscriber at any time is able to search for records.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they have an active market for fake vaccine cards that are available in the European Unions and the United States. And essentially, they have gone from a small 1,000 average per month selling up to 4,500 per day issued fake IDs. So who are these people buying it? Why are there so many people buying it? I don't get it. And why has it increased over 500% in the last 2 months?
There's tons and tons of reasons people will give for why they're buying it, but it all comes back to a simple thing. They're just afraid of the vaccine.
Okay, so here's an example right here. Very simple. I'll try to get this on the camera a little bit. It's kind of a screenshot. But essentially what you can do is you can just go into any of the Telegram apps, and all you have to do is type in COVID-19 vaccine card suppliers.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, there are over 4,000 that are available. The largest group has 1,440 people that are a part and subscribe to that group. Essentially, all you got to do is tell them your email address, and they will immediately send it to you, guaranteed with shipping tracking. So I guess if you get your fake ID card for $200, they'll actually make sure that you can track your ID to make sure that it gets there, that's available. So my question to people is, why would you I'm a cheap guy. Why would you spend $200? Again, I get it that you want to have this card because you don't want to go in and get vaccinated. But why would you spend $200 on the standard internet to get a fake ID to say that you have a COVID shot? When you can just, if you really want it, you can just go get a COVID shot and get the vaccination yourself.
Well,
or not,
it's
and then just not get it.
It's not quite as simple as that, and I've got a cramp in my leg.
You got a cramp in your leg? Yeah. Is it the alcohol?
Maybe the alcohol.
You can stand up if you want to
stand
up.
Yeah, I might have to.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people are doing this. Some people don't believe that COVID exists. Some people don't believe that vaccinations work. Some people believe that the government is using vaccinations to track everybody. There's all kinds of different reasons. It's all fear-based.
Okay.
And there's also a convenience base, right? It's like going down to the convenience store. I'm going to go down to the convenience store. I'm going to pay $5 for a soda because it's right there.
Instead of buying it at Costco.
Instead of buying at Costco.
$7.99 and I can get 12 of them.
Right. It's the same. It's sort of the same idea too. So there's that in play too. It's remarkable that this is the dark side of technology.
Yeah.
We have so much information out there that nobody knows what's real and what's not real. We have a lot of different ways of getting this information to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, let me just tell you, I cannot believe that this has overtaken drugs, overtaken illegal IDs, passports, and has overtaken all of the other items on the dark web, where essentially these dark web shops have shut down and have moved to Telegram and other basic messaging apps to sell these fake IDs.
That's because of context. It's social context. COVID is a huge thing right now, and whether you believe in it or not, it is affecting our lives, and this is how people are dealing with it. So it's not going to last long.
Okay.
It's going to hit a peak at some point pretty quick, and then it's going to drop off, and then they're going to go back to...
We got 4,000 people selling it, different vendors out there. I'm sure it's going to crash after
market
a while.
Saturated already.
Yeah,
so, we're gonna see that it's going to fall off, and then it'll disappear. Probably fall down to like 25 or something on that little list of all the illegal things you could buy on the dark web and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, the poor people, the hitmen people are right now are just out of jobs waiting for the COVID-19 vaccination.
I guess. I mean,
they're just waiting there for
really
people.
sad. It's really a sad state, though.
It really is, and the reason we covered it is because it's just so proficiently available on the standard chat messaging systems. You don't have to you don't have to have any technology diving into this. All you got to do is Google this, and they're going to tell you
technology
WhatsApp
amplifies
location or Telegram location. Go right here, and we'll get you the information.
Technology amplifies human behavior, and this is just human behavior on a different scale.
All right. Well, that ends our segment. As we continue on our great show, our next segment is Gadgets and Gear. We can't wait to get Gwen on.
We're going to talk about the hot item.
We're going to talk about the hot item. This is the hottest item on Kickstarter. So you're going to want to make sure you are paying attention to it, because if you don't, it may just burn away.
You keep trying.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you try your best.
Okay, here we go. We'll see you guys after this commercial break.
Did you know that up to 12 to 15% of Americans grind their teeth at night while they sleep? Yeah, it's called bruxism. I used to work at a sleep lab, and we used to measure that, and it leads to a lot of problems like headaches and destroys your teeth. It wears down the enamel, and it's just very hard on your mouth.
So every once in a while I'll wake up, my jaw will hurt. Do you think that I'm grinding my teeth at night?
Yeah.
Well, so how do you go about protecting this then?
The number one recommended way of protecting yourself from teeth grinding is what's called a night guard, which is a custom fitted prosthetic that you put inside your mouth. It usually runs, hundreds of dollars, but I know our sponsor, Smile Brilliant, can get you custom fitted night guards for as little as $45 a piece.
So if you go to smilebrilliant.com and use TechTime Radio at checkout, you can receive 20% off your complete order. So visit smilebrilliant.com and use the TechTime Radio at checkout code. Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. Mike Renee, are you okay? Are you going to have to stand up? Or I know that was tightening up on you.
I don't know, man. That's just getting old. You just, things just start clenching.
Dude, I hate that. Sometimes, though, like in the middle of the night, I'll have a cramp too in the middle of the night for no reason. And you just get up in bed and you're like, for 4 minutes. And then you go back and then you totally forget that it's there.
Yeah. If I talk too much about it, somebody's going to tell me I'm dehydrated or something. But
you probably need to drink more water.
Probably need,
or more whiskey.
No, that dehydrates you.
Oh, it does it?
Yeah,
but it tastes pretty good.
It's pretty good whiskey, but it's making me cough though. So
it's making you cough.
It's killing my COVID.
Well, that's 100 proof. That's
it's
right.
100 proof.
The Kentucky Straight Bourbon. This was created by James Pepper in the early part of the 20th century.
Okay.
So what do you think?
I like it. It's
like
better.
It?
Yeah.
It's better.
I appreciate that you got me some good tasting whiskey on my.
You think
on my
by request by me, by the way, for the last couple of weeks.
That is correct.
I'm like, you got to get Mike some good whiskey when he comes back.
And I debated it too, man.
I know. I was expecting some really crappy whiskey, but I guess we'll wait till next week.
So we got this camp whiskey coming on up.
Yeah, that's next week, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh.
See, you got to stop pre-tasting all this stuff.
I didn't even pre-taste it. I just print out the reviews. I had to
okay.
because I had to put it out because I got the little cheat sheets here. So we don't remember what it is. We actually have a cheat sheet, and so I go and I kind of try to pre-take things taken care of. And we've been doing a lot of editing with the Lace Awards right now for this next week's show. So that should be pretty exciting. We're trying to do all the audio for every single one of the episodes a little bit, like a 10-second audio clip, like they do in the Oscars.
That's a little crazy.
What's that?
That's a little crazy.
Well, you know what? I sometimes spend a lot of time.
You spend a lot of time drinking whiskey, don't you?
I do like whiskey. All right, let's get on to our subject at hand. We have our extraordinaire that will be joining us in our next segment.
What's new in our gadgets and gear?
All right, Gwen Way is joining us on the show. Gwen, we are so happy for you to be on with us.
I am happy to be back and very, very happy to see Mike back as well.
Oh, yes. We're excited.
Thanks.
We're excited for him. Nothing's hotter.
I got good whiskey.
That's right. Nothing's hotter than this new object we're going to be talking about.
You're going to keep trying.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep hitting that.
Something is going to light a fire underneath you, and if you're not paying attention correctly, it'll just pass you by.
You want some preparation H for that burn?
Ah, there you go. I like that. There you go. All right. Gwen, well, again, for people that don't know, Gwen has been a part of our show since pretty much day one. And so is Mike, and so is a lot of our other people. But Gwen fills in when I'm out. And so I asked when you were out if she'd fill in, and she's like, no, I just want to work with Mike. Mike's my favorite. So she's like, oh, okay. All right. So my brother came in. That's right. So I appreciate my brother coming in. Thank you, Jonathan. But We were talking about this. I spent a lot of time, and let me just tell you, my wife is listening right now, so we're probably going to order like 5 of these because it is so.
They're amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I actually watched the video. So, Gwen, please tell us about your gadget and gear.
All right. Well, today's gadget is called elliGO. ELLIGO. It's available on Kickstarter, and it is, instead of a smoke detector, a flame detector.
A flame detector? What is a flame detector, Gwen?
Well, it actually has a camera that utilizes machine learning to identify actual flames. It's pretty cool.
So actual flames. So not like my old girlfriends, but you're talking about actual flames of fire.
Just keep going there. Oh, my goodness.
Man, this is painful, dude.
Choking it all the time. Yeah. Oh. So no, this is a great tool. It not only detects flames, but it can tell the difference between an actual fire that you need to worry about and, for example, cooking.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
So we got to put this in
for some people. Yeah, like for me, that's like one and the same.
That's right.
I burned down the kitchen.
So you got those alarms that we had on that you can relay up to 300 thing. You put this on here and it can make sure that your food doesn't catch on fire.
There you go. There. That would work. Yeah. That would work.
Okay, so this device detects fire. So how does it detect fire?
It actually detects fire a couple of different ways. The big thing is that it does have a camera, and it utilizes machine learning to actually scan the images on the camera.
Perfect.
And identify what is fire versus what is a lamp or a light bulb. It can tell the difference between burners and an unexpected fire.
Perfect.
We'll put it that way.
What kind of view does this have? Is this like got a 180 view from the camera angle, or is it a wide angle? What kind of?
It's wide angle to make sure that it can gather as much information as possible. I believe it's 270 or is as close to it as it can get. And one of the cool things is that it will actually record things. And if it reports a fire to the fire station, which is one of the options that you have, it can provide the fire station with images from up to 3 minutes prior to the start of the fire so that you can tell.
That's my kitchen right there.
Oh, see, there you go.
Is that your kitchen right there?
Yeah, that's
fire.
That's me cooking.
Kitchen on fire?
That's me cooking.
But yeah, it can actually load a picture to the fire department. So they're able to see where the fire started and how it started.
So let me say I'm out in the middle. Let me say that I'm outside, and I like to burn stuff sometimes. I create these burn piles.
I think this is for inside your house.
Well, hang on a second. I did a little bit of research here.
Did you?
So yeah. I did. So this is a setup. This is kind of like a set spike. Boom.
Oh, okay.
Nothing is worse than having a fire explosion. So, okay. So when I'm out working in the field, if my wife had one of these and she put it on the side of the house, it essentially, and we go to bed at night, right? Because I start these big fires, and then I'm like, that's fine. Don't worry about them. It'll be fine when I go to bed. You could have this outside recording, and then it could alert myself and or the fire department if that flame decided to grow larger, and it would continuously record and allow us to see that video only after it triggers the fire. Is that correct?
That is correct. It can also be used to monitor fires in fireplaces.
I don't think that would be the proper usage of this thing.
Why?
Well, I'm going to set a fire, and then I'm going to walk away and let my little IoT device monitor it. Well, if it gets out of hand, I'll know.
Well, no. So I'm not saying. So I'm going to start all these forest fires. My IoT device is going off. No.
What if you're an arson, that's a really cool tool to have.
That's true.
You can see how well your effectiveness is. You can keep on going back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I probably shouldn't be giving any ideas.
No.
But if you have a burn pile, which is fairly common in the country, I mean, it happens. You can definitely use it to monitor that and make sure that it doesn't jump to something you don't want burning.
I had a friend who used to throw aerosol cans into his burn pile and then shoot him with a .22.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that back in Arizona? Is that your Arizona days?
Back in Arizona, when I was young.
Yeah, you had
that
some.
Makes
you had some
sense.
50-foot flame. How would that work on the IoT device?
I'm sure to pick up on it pretty quickly.
It would definitely pick up and
dumb.
alert you.
Yeah, he was dumb. He chucked a bunch of 22 shells in the fire once and shot himself in the back of the leg.
I mean,
and he was your best friend?
No, he was your best friend. He
huh?
wasn't my best friend.
Okay.
He didn't last long enough to be my best friend. He died.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I hope
In
he
a
didn't
fire?
really do it. Did he?
What?
Did he really die?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Shoot. Okay.
But I know he probably should be, because he would do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Throw bullets into fire.
That's right. You stopped it. You almost got beeped there. You see that, David?
Did I?
Yeah,
you
don't
stopped
make
it.
me push
beep
the
it.
button
That's
over
right.
here.
Was I about
You
to say
get
something?
I
close.
wasn't
said
supposed
there,
to?
but I can see David's hand just hovering.
Yeah, that's
over it.
right. He was ready to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Yeah, there
giving
was
me
the
a
letter
one-finger
S,
salute.
but then he stopped after the S.
Those ships. You were talking about ships, right?
I don't know what I was talking about. He was
Okay.
just an idiot.
Okay. All right. So, Gwen, tell us a little bit more about this, because this is great. So it detects fires. It alerts you in email format. It can alert does it actually do a robocall? How does it actually get a hold of the fire stations if you have these set up?
Well, it can call, it can send an email depending on your local fire department. Generally, it will, however, do a 911 call to alert them to your address and provide any information that they need. It also, as is on the screen right now, can connect to your phone.
Okay.
And send you an alert. So it'll send you an alert, say, hey, do you need me to call 911? If you say yes, it rings out.
All right. So now the most important, how do I get it? How much does it cost? And how do I find it?
All right. How you get it is through Kickstarter.
Okay. Kickstarter.
Just go to Kickstarter.com, search for elliGO. That's ELLIGO. And right now, there are still some of the early bird pricing left.
Oh, how much is it? How much is that?
You can get one for
Come on,
$80.
you've already bought this.
I haven't bought it yet. My wife's listening. I told her to listen, so she's probably.
I was going to say she may be buying it right now, and if so, good on you, because this is a great product.
Yeah, if you got somebody running around outside just randomly burning stuff.
But we have like 45 of these around our property.
For somebody married to Nathan, yeah.
That would have been helpful with that neighbor of yours.
What's that?
That neighbor of yours a few months back.
Yeah.
Didn't their barn catch on fire?
Oh, their whole house did. Their whole house did up there. But he did drugs. He was doing cocaine in there.
He should have had He should have had one of these IoT devices. Be like, hey, your meth lab is getting a little bit too.
You might want to stop cooking.
Right. That's why I want to poop up in the air.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Kickstarter. How much do they cost?
About $80 right now if you get the early bird special.
Okay. After
that, they've got a couple that are available for $90. Normally, they're going to be between $100 and $150.
All right. When does the Kickstarter end, and what's the expected date to get these?
Well, the Kickstarter has a little bit of time left. You've got about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, so 19 days to go. And they are hoping to actually have it shipping out by the end of the year. It may be early 2022, though.
Not a
given
chance.
everything
Not a
that's going
chance.
on.
Everybody always says that at the end of the year. So that means you get it. So she'll get it next year. You'll get it next year. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
early next year.
How
I
many
would
stuff
say.
are you waiting for? You're waiting for a lot of stuff.
I had a belt that I waited almost 3 years for my poor uncle. I got it for Christmas, and I just kept on saying it's still coming. I just sent him the link to the site, and he's the one that provides us our poor whiskey.
As long as he eventually got it.
He did get it. He got it, and by the time he got it, he was like, oh, this is kind of a little less enthusiastic. I heard about it 3 Christmases ago. Like, okay. All right, so Kickstarter, it's about $100. They expect to ship it at the end of the year, which means it'll probably come in perfect time for summer next year, probably. It's available.
Exactly.
Now, can you use this camera for anything else? So if I want to be out there and track fire, can I track fire in Zoom at the same time?
Not particularly with this, no.
Okay.
What else are you going to? Are you just making sure that you can't be tracked with all the other nefarious things?
Well, no, that just means that if I'm out there, I just have to have 2 cameras in my Zoom camera.
Okay, I was going to say, I think he's making sure that it's not going to, focus on him and watch him crash and burn on Zoom calls.
That's right.
You got to turn this off at 4th of July.
I know, because
you burn all kinds of stuff on 4th of July.
4th of July is my favorite holiday, man.
I know.
All right. Well, Gwen, thank you very much for joining us. Again, Kickstarter, it is called elliGO or elliGO, ELLIGO, or you can go look at IT Portable Flame Detection Alarm on Kickstarter. Glad to see you back here. Glad to have Mike back here. It's just kind of like old times. We're all kind of having a great time.
Getting the family together.
That's
again.
right. Okay. What are you doing later today? Now, I'm just curious. Your husband is a musician. Are you going to go on out? Has he got a gig tonight?
He does have a gig at, I believe, the Hilton down in Renton. Okay. He's going to be playing outdoors right next to the water, so should be a good night.
All right. Well, you guys have a great time. Thank you for joining us on the show today. All right. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come on back, we got Mike's mesmerizing moment. That's good because we had Jonathan's Just the Facts. And then we had Gwen's Goodies. Gwen's Goodies is pretty cool, though. I like doing that one. So we're back. StoriCoffee will be happy to have you back. Now, have you had some StoriCoffee during the COVID time? Did you go through your StoriCoffee, or what? Could you not taste it?
I didn't drink anything but water.
Okay.
You can't. I couldn't taste anything anyway. So
okay. So
my taste started coming back last week.
So you could have had like that real crappy Starbucks stuff, and you would have been.
I could have had Canadian Mist all the last couple of weeks, and it wouldn't have affected me at all. I couldn't taste anything.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go to commercial break. When we come back, Mike's mesmerizing moment. We still got our pick of the day, and we got a loaded show for the second hour. So we'll see you after this commercial break. Hey, Mike, as a business owner, why do we form an LLC or a corporation?
Well, that's pretty simple. We want to protect ourselves personally from the liability of the company.
That's right, Mike. The very next thing we should be doing as business owners is protecting ourselves personally from the finances of the company.
Right. Yeah, that's why you want to get help, and you can get help from The Business Doctor, which was founded by Dr. Glenn Smith, PhD in business management, accounting, and finance. Schedule your free business evaluation and consultation at thebusinessdoctor.us.
Enroll in the Rapid Business Credit Builder program and get up to 100K business credit under the company's EIN and the DUNS number in less than 6 months. The DUNS number is really important for your rating on when you purchase other items from other businesses, never having to use personal credit ever again. That's thebusinessdoctor.us or call 866-383-1030. Again, that's 866-383-1030 or thebusinessdoctor.us.
Visit the Business Doctor today.
Welcome back to TechTime Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We just finished our whiskey, our last sampling off the air. Mike, that was a little bit of a burn, wasn't it?
That third slug was really, really hard.
Woo!
That was a.
It's 100 proof.
I know.
David, we were talking off air. David's like, I hope Mike can do letters. And we'll see.
Oh, yeah, I won't be able to read.
He'll be like, yeah, okay. All right, well, let's move right into our next segment. We got Mike's mesmerizing moment. This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com.
So we talk about the vaccine cards a little bit more.
Well, it's your mesmerizing moment, so mesmerize me.
Yeah, it's very interesting that this kind of business occurs, this opportunity to make money by selling fake vaccination cards because people refuse to get the vaccinations or they just want the convenience of having a card. And there's no strict rules right yet about having a vaccination card.
Correct. Except for we talked about last week, businesses are
they're starting to. They're starting to. I've had to produce it a few times now. I have to make sure that because it's part of the state of Washington's condition of employment now is that you have to be vaccinated. So you have to produce your vaccination card.
And you work for the state, right?
Yes, I work for the state.
Correct.
My day job. So I know this is kind of a.
I was going to say you're not a
people.
Dancer. I was going to say you're. That's what I was going to say. Okay, all right, sorry.
So this is kind of an interesting thing to see from a human behavior standpoint. It's not good from the biological standpoint because we know that the more people that have vaccinations, the more immunity people are going to have with this thing, and the variants that are coming out, which I got was the Delta variant, which is way more virulent than the original one.
Okay.
And I got it and I was vaccinated because somebody decided they didn't need it.
Yep.
Or somebody didn't know that they had it and was out there living their life, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to live our lives like we used to do. We can't. We got to be a little bit more careful about things. But ultimately
so my workmate says, well, it doesn't make us, but it does make it. With Washington State, we have to wear our masks, right? So if we had any meetings or anything like that, I work downstairs in the basement area, and if I have to go upstairs, I got to put my mask on, leave my office space. I have it so that we can continue to be safe, and so we're back to the kind of a standard a little bit, because we want to make sure that we're still safe and that we can get through the holiday season. But it's very interesting that I thought summertime would kind of kill it and you'd pick up on the fall, but it's not like the flu, right? So it's completely different. It doesn't care what season it's in or anything.
No, it doesn't. It's not a seasonal thing, and it's this new variant is way more virulent, meaning it's easier to transmit.
Yep.
And if you're not vaccinated, I'm thankful that I'm vaccinated, because if I was not vaccinated, I can't imagine how worse it would have been, because it really laid me out for a couple of weeks.
It did.
So,
all right, were you ready to go to our pick of the day?
Yeah, let's go to the pick of the day.
All right.
Hey, pick of the day music.
Now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
So we are perfect on time right now. I spent a lot of time making sure that our schedule is going to be packed, but it's going to be on time. So,
okay.
Whiskey tasting time. Let me talk about this James E. Pepper Rye Bourbon-esque fruity whiskey.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to give.
I'm giving it an absolute thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
So we got 2 thumbs up. It's been a while since we've had 2 thumbs up.
That's because you got me some good whiskey.
We do have some good whiskey.
I can't tell you honestly if it's because it's really good whiskey or it's because I'm comparing it to the Canadian Mist stuff that I had 3 weeks ago, right before I got COVID.
Well, let me just tell you, we still have a whole bundle of
I can't wait.
Of value whiskey to be tasting on the upcoming shows. So next week's show is going to be the Lace Awards. So do I bring a high end or do I bring in a really, really low end?
Well, I know what you're going to do.
Okay, all right, me too. Low end, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
all right, okay.
We're going to mess with Mike on the bad whiskey.
That's right. We'll be doing that on the Lace Awards. Again, make sure you turn in next week, because next week we got the Lace Awards. We're going to have our back to school special, which we're going to be talking about all the gear that you should be purchasing if you're a college kid and you're going back to school. If you're a high school kid, you're going back to school. I mean, kids are going to be going back to school, so they're going to need to have their laptops and their gadget devices. I can't wait for the second hour. So let me just tell you a little bit about what we have on the second hour here. So make sure you join us. We got a short commercial break at the top of the hour here, and we are going to be talking our second hour. We got a Microsoft special. This is where all this information is.
Yeah, this is
1995
Nathan's nostalgia.
1996. You're going to ask me a bunch of questions. It's going to be a lot more, probably a lot less of Microsoft information, a lot of Nathan stories. We got some great stories. 1995 was crazy at Microsoft. 1996 is crazy. Then we have 1997, which is not as crazy, and then 98 and 99 is just all over the board.
Windows 98.
Windows 98 coming on out. We got Windows NT that comes on out. A bunch of stuff.
Windows NT 2000.
Yeah, Windows Daytona. We got a lot, and I was doing some crazy jobs in that. So this is the more conservative jobs that we're going to be talking about in the second hour, but it should still keep you pretty entertained. We also have Nick Espinoza, our Chief Security Officer from Security Fanatics, is going to be on he's a Forbes Technology Council member. He's going to be joining us to talk about Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy. So do you understand, the MyPillow guy, I had no idea that he was in the cybersecurity, but he did a 72-hour cyber symposium.
Cybersecurity.
And let me just tell you, Nick, if you want to read his, oh man, he was hilarious. So you could tell he was in a mood because he wanted cybersecurity, and he was all over Twitter. He was like, okay, can you please give me something? Can I talk about something? And so he did a 20-minute video, which I think was more of a ability for him to relax and get all of his
20-minute rant.
Yeah, all of his angst out about what was going on. And we're going to be talking about the election machines that could have been hacked. Maybe China changed the election.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll be talking about that. Well, we'll be talking about it. I don't want to give it away. This is the lead-in type of deal. We're also going to have, of course, our letters segment. We got some great letters. I literally printed out 6, 7, 8 letters, and when we go to break, we will actually have to look through them because some of them are so hilarious. Some of them are just very simple funny, too. So I don't know.
Okay.
We'll get to read that. Mr. Gourdet, welcome back. Hopefully you're going to be okay to make it through here on the second hour.
Hopefully I'm a lot more protected now.
You're a lot more protected now?
I hope so.
So let me just tell you, we got, do you know what these are, right?
They're buttons.
Joystick buttons, big deal in the 1990s of video game arcades. We got some, this is solid gold here. These are Microsoft CDs, confidential at the very bottom. Are they boot discs?
Oh,
yeah, this is Windows 95 right here. These are used to get these in barrels that you could just grab them for back in the day. We got the Micro News, we got Microsoft 1995, and of course, we got David, Mike, and Nathan on TechTime Radio that will be joining you guys. So, glad you're back.
Thanks.
You know what? I really miss when you're not here. So it makes it very, very unique show, and I'm glad you're back. So I am Nathan Mumm. We got David Brown behind the board. Again, he's been here at almost all the things. We got Mike Gourdet. We will see you on the second hour, starting right after our commercial break.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.